Hey everybody, William Brown back again, and got a special guest tonight. This guy you might remember from American Idol last week.
So let me ask you a question. What are you going to sing?
Oh, I'm going to sing Never Gonna Give You Up by Rick Astley.
Okay, do it.
All right. We're no strangers to love. We know the rules. They still too high. A full commitment's what I'm thinking of.
Oh, God. Come on, bro. You know you can't sing.
The infamous Rick Rowling.
What's up?
So like, walk us through the whole American Idol process.
All right,
there.
the American Idol process, you just don't go to the audition round like with the judges. As you see on the show, you have about 4 separate auditions, like including the judge audition before you go to Hollywood. They do the stadium round, and you have about like thousands of people. It's gone down from 10,000 to a few thousand, but over the years. But you do that, and if you get selected, then you would go do the paperwork, and then they give you a specific date when to go for round 2. Round 2 is in front of the producers, and they have you, like, you do your audition on the set date, and you also have a clear list of songs that you could perform on the air in front of the camera. But you can sing whatever you want in front of the producers. If they approve on the same day, then you go to round 3, which is like in front of the camera on a mock stage, and then you perform in front of the executive producers. If you get to the executive producers, then you go to the judge round with whoever's judging.
Okay, like, did you do the same routine for each step of the way?
The thing is, I didn't do the gimmick stuff right away. I had to take it seriously, so even though they don't show that, you would have to take it seriously to a point. So you have to be very professional and do exactly what they tell you, because it's pretty much their show. So if they want you to do something stupid, then you do something stupid. Otherwise, you do whatever it takes to get up there. And because you're competing against like 100, like you compete against what, a few, eliminated from a few thousands of people to a few hundred. Then like when they get down to the judge round, they have about 60 people, and they split that in over a period of 2 days. So Wednesday you have 30 people go, and like Wednesday you have another 30 people go. So, but within the same week, like. Okay, so. But you'll be waiting a month or so in between from the first round.
Leading up to the big confrontation with Harry Connick Jr. and all that. Mm-hmm. Okay, so you were going legit at first. Now, was this premeditated? Did you plan on basically punking them all along?
Oh yeah, that's the whole idea. I mean, well, the thing is, American Idol's kind of like gone downhill, like, since they started. They used to be a little bit more honest and upfront with what they did. I remember when I started, this was about season 3, when they were back in Houston. I remember when I auditioned, they would say, like, look, we would all love it if you sound like Kelly Clarkson or Clay Aiken or Ruben Studdard, but chances are you're not. We're looking for pop. We want raw talent, and if you don't make it, don't feel too bad. It's like, chances are you're not going to be these great singers. We're looking for these specific things. They didn't say you couldn't sing, or like or you're a bad singer. They said, this is what we're looking for. TV-wise, well, that was something that came later. I think somewhere along the line they've kind of dropped their standards, because one thing I did kind of respect about the show was they would, you know, get people that weren't necessarily, they go against the whole idea of a pop star and go for guys that didn't have the look, didn't have this fit package, but they have a great voice. And you'd see it like with Clay Aiken, Ruben Studdard, and Fantasia Barrino. And like people like that, it's like, you know, they don't look good. I mean, they're not bad looking, but but they had great voices, and that was amazing. But over time, it's like the stuff like the package, like, you know, you have a pretty girl and it's like she has an okay voice. Well, they went back to the very thing that they went against. So you'd get like girls like Katie Weber, which the judges criticized, and then that's what they look for. And if you ever notice, like lately, a lot of the stuff that judges pick are like, if you have a good body and a good look that could sell, they'll pick you even if you have a mediocre voice. And I kind of had a guess with this back in 2011, I think, when they re-brought it back in Houston. I have no clue why. I mean, I thought that was kind of like a deadbeat city. They already searched the town. They only got one person, so it's like, why are you guys wasting your time? But they decided to do that, and I kind of noticed, like, I didn't have any. I was trying to do a stupid gimmick, but I didn't know how if I was gonna do it for sure. So I was kind of like up in the air. And like before I even did the audition, I could tell that like the judges were paying attention so much to my look first, and I figured, you know what? I have a guess. This was an educated guess at the time that if I just like did mediocre and just went purely based on my look, I'd make it to the judge round. Well, guess what? 2 years later, and like a season or two later, I mean, I did the very exact thing that I thought I would do, and sure enough, I was right.
Okay, so tell us about when you finally dropped the punchline on them.
Like the producers were kind of very well aware of it, but they didn't have any other gimmick additions, so it's like I was like the only one, and they talked about people in Boston. It's like the guys that won earlier on in the day said, oh, we really want to give you a chance because like the people in Boston were really amazing. And I watched the auditions, and it's like they're just better looking. It's like they weren't actually any better than some of the other singers, and some of the stuff you see, it's right in front of you. Like you had girls like Duran, like they're really good singers, but they're not as pretty as like Megan Miller or. And she's a great singer. I got to spend time and talk with her. I was in line with her, and she's great. But that was the thing that kind of got to me, though. It's like, you're just picking look now. It's like, what the fuck? I mean, it's like, I don't really respect what you're doing in terms of getting people to hurt them for capital and ratings and stuff like that. But I mean, you're going against the very stuff that you started with. And now they're just become this like monster of a show that devours people's dreams and breaks them like in front of people for capital and ratings and stuff.
Do you feel comfortable weighing in on whether American Idol is rigged or not?
Of course it's rigged. You didn't know that?
I've always kind of just assumed it.
I've known this because I talked to when I was doing a Christian TV show in like around the Katy area. Who was the blonde girl?
Carrie Underwood?
Not Carrie.
Kelly Pickler?
No, it was like season 2. She got eliminated. She made top 12.
Oh, I wasn't watching it then.
Alright.
That was the year Ruben won, right?
Yeah. But anyway, this like girl from like Katy, Texas, like everybody's cheering her on. Well, she did about Star Search about like 5 times. I know who she is, but I can't drawing a blank right now. But yeah, she did Star Search about 5 times, and she got really frustrated because she wasn't getting things. So she, and this is the story from her friends, and they're like, oh yeah, she was like so frustrated, and she eventually did gentlemen's clubs and stuff like that, and became a dancer. Well, it sucked. I mean, you have to pay the bills, and she was really tired of it. And then American Idol came on, and she went on the show, and one of the clients from one of the clubs like found out. I'm not going to embarrass the person, so because that was kind of personal. So I mean, if you could guess who it is, then great. But I don't want to humiliate, embarrass the person. But she got on the show, and this is directly from her friends, and this was spread around pretty quick. But like the client came in, called in the show. It's like, look, this girl was a dancer at this bar. Well, as opposed to saying she got disqualified for breaking the rules, they just got her to the bottom 3 and voted her out and said she got the lowest number of votes, and that wasn't true. So, and if you ever notice, like you never see the numbers, the votes.
Yeah.
It's like, and you say the guys kind of say they have oh, you get to choose. Well, if you get to choose, why don't you get to see the actual result numbers or percentages? Even with our like modern day elections, we complain about those being rigged, and we actually get to see the numbers. American Idol, when's the last time you actually saw the actual number of votes go in? They say no.
I don't think I ever have.
That's the trick.
Because I remember, what was it, like season 4 or season 5 when the dude got kicked off, the Hispanic cat from New York, and then they brought him back on because somebody else, I forget what it was. And then there was, I think the next year, the year that gray-headed dude won.
Oh, Taylor Hicks?
Yeah, they had a problem with the system or whatever. It didn't tally the votes right.
Recorded. And that's, like sometimes they do have stuff, and they kind of go with it to see if they'll get the record sales, but let's just say you're a country singer, and like Carrie just won the season, like, you know, season 4. Well, if you go to season 5, well, if, like, she's releasing her album, they're not going to look for a country singer. This is the political side of it, unfortunately. And they'll go ahead and, like, if anybody that sings country, they'll just say you suck or this is not what we're looking for. And they'll go, you'll probably go on, it's like, I'm not a good singer, and that wasn't it. They just want to make sure they get the sales. And I think that's kind of bullshit because, like, you're saying somebody isn't a good singer when you're trying to sell records based on a certain reason. That's stupid. And it happened to a certain performer who auditioned twice. I will tell you the name of her later, but she auditioned for American Idol twice. She didn't have, like, anybody to go with, so she didn't have a band or anything. She didn't even get past the first round. I made it past, like, what, round 3 and got to round 4? That's fucking ridiculous. I mean, I wore fucking suspenders. These fucking idiots. I was like, when I got to the first round, it's like, we want the dance. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? I couldn't believe it. And it's like, they really wanted it. It's like, oh, you guys are fucking idiots. But whatever. I didn't think. Usually I just sing the whatever. They say, this isn't what we're looking for, and I go home. That's it. You know, and they let me go through. It's like, I mean, I'll admit, I mean, I suck, but I mean, if anything, my voice is mediocre, but it's like, I know they went by my look. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. I mean, unless I pissed whoever off, it's like, of course you're going to say I'm going to suck because you don't like me. But I mean, well, if I did, I appreciate, you're welcome. But
So, what was your opinion of each of the 3 judges and kind of like describe?
Oh, I didn't finish the other artist. Well, she eventually went to another like singer, and she saw him perform. It's like, hey, I want to start a band, and they sold millions of records. They got a couple Grammys and stuff like that. And the woman's name was Hillary Scott, and the band's name is Lady Antebellum. If you don't know who they are, they're a big.
Heard the name?
They're a big name country band. That's like, they said, like, well, you didn't make it through, you're not good enough. Well, if she listened to any of those guys, that would have been it. It's like, well, she wouldn't have, like, gone, like, you know, gotten shit. She wouldn't have become a music artist. And it's like, if you're gonna listen to these guys, it's like, well, how do you know you're not gonna be like the next big thing? Like what? Because your voice is off? If you went to some vocal coach and they fix those things, that make you a bad singer? No. I mean, they're obviously doing it for entertainment. And it's like, but it's like, these guys are fucking idiots because like the joke edition, they don't have them anymore because they're like, oh, we're professional now. It's like, this thing was a fucking circus. And I mean, it is what it is. And if I were to look at anything else, it's like, the one thing that anybody watches your show to begin with is the bad auditions. Then you see the good singers, and that's how you stay. Then once you see, oh wow, they're good, then you watch the show. If you're going to get rid of the very thing that keeps you going, it's like, this is a sinking ship. It's like Titanic 2. It's like, it's only going to be a matter of like a few years or so that this thing's going to hit the bottom, and then you wonder why all your ratings are dropping. It's like, I mean, and there's all other stuff, like, I've noticed with contestants, if you're just going to mistreat your contestants, I mean, they're not going to, like, stay loyal to you, and they'll just watch some other show, they'll compete other shows. Like, the reason, like, a lot of the, what's it called, people go to auditions, it's the same people going to each and every one. It's like, they'll go to American Idol, but they'll also go to America's Got Talent, X Factor, and The Voice, or whatever. They're not just, like, just stand around, they're actually trying to get somewhere. And I'm not trying to take away anybody's opportunity. I'm not, like, that much of an asshole. But you have, like, I mean, but here are these guys, like, you know, telling you can't sing. They're full of shit. Because, like, they just want, you know, a pretty face, like, to sell records. And it's like, I mean, what basis are they really, like, judging you that you're a good singer or not? Because you're off? Because they didn't like your look? I mean, they went so much based on my look, I thought it was like a beauty pageant more than a talent competition. And a lot of people, well, if you're just going to mistreat people for ratings, it's like, you know, people complain about being all dramatic. It's like, okay, well, you get rid of it. Let's say, I was looking at a show aspect. Okay, well, you get rid of these people, like, next season, well, we're the shit. Then next season, you get a few less people that are into your show. Then the next season, you have a few more people. Well, this adds up. Then you get to, like, season 9, then it's like, people aren't as interested. This is kind of old. And the thing is, you may think you're the shit today, and American Idol was yesterday, but tomorrow, you're not going to be. and American Idol isn't the shit anymore. A lot of I think thing is the producers like mentions like, well, like, you know, we're better than The Voice or America's Just Got Talent because we're the original. Well, if you're so good, why the hell are you mentioning your competition? And that, like, they, like, Keith Urban, I mean, you don't get to see it, but he laughed his ass off. Like, he was pounding the table. If you look at the edits, he's barely able to control himself, and they manipulated the footage to make it look like they're reacting. It's fake reacting. So they'll get stuff when I leave, and they make it look like there's an argument. And there's no argument. It's like Harry Connick Jr. just got pissed off and ran his mouth, and that was it. Then I just go, and Keith just kind of gave me this like lecture. It's like, dude, it's like, I have nothing to work with, but you're funny as hell. Nice guy. Keith, if you want an opinion on the judges, they're great guys. I mean, they're good judges. I mean, they're probably as fair as they'll ever be. I mean, they're right about what they say. I mean, didn't do it to piss anybody off, but at the same time, pranking doesn't really go without somebody being pissed off, and it's not really funny if you don't piss somebody off, so...
Well, I'm not really buying the Jennifer Lopez as the substitute for Paula Abdul, because everything I've ever heard about her is that she's like a royal bitch in real life, and Paula Abdul's supposed to be a real nice person.
Well, the thing is, you got to realize the show's starting over again, and they're trying to replace every single one of the judges. They're trying to make Keith Randy. They're trying to make Jennifer Lopez Paula. They're trying to make Harry Connick Jr. the new Simon. Oh, the harsh Harry thing. I mean, that's a bunch of bullshit because, I mean, this guy is like, if you're to take away what they're trying to make, the show's trying to make him, it's like, he's just really real. He wants to be real with you, and if you're not good, he's just going to say it. But I mean, obviously, I pissed him off so bad that he carried it on to San Francisco, and he had to have his own little segment, and probably told the producers, like, to make me look bad because he was so pissed off. Hey, I mean, I'm great. I mean, that's kind of what I'm going for. You're welcome. But it's like, you know, get over it. It's just a TV show. I mean, if they really want to go on, it's like they're going to go on. If they're not, they're just, you know, slackers, and they just give up. I mean, the thing is, it's like, the only thing I really had an issue was, it's like they're trying to replace these judges, and he can't. Simon, the reason he was mean was because when he started as a producer, like, everybody would lie to him in the movie industry, and he got tired of it. So in the music industry, if he wanted to be honest with somebody, he could. Now, if he said somebody sucks, it's like, you suck, you suck, you suck, and it's like, oh, he's just being mean. But he got tired of when, like, this a movie was being made, and the movie actually sucked, and nobody bothered to tell the director, hey, this isn't really a good project. And then it ends up sucking, and all the reviews are like, this is crap, and it's like, why didn't we say anything to begin with? And then, like, when Simon gets to, and he's not always trying to slam you, like, and and all the other judges saying you suck, he's like, no, I think you're a good singer, and he means it. When he says you're good, he means you're good. And guess what? At the end of the day, he ends up being right. And I think over time, people really just respected him. Like, you ever notice, it's like, they may not take shit from any other judge, but they'll take shit from Simon's like, I appreciate you, and Simon's kind of like, I kind of appreciate you guys appreciating my criticism, because if you look later, like, when he started, he's like, you just suck, and then it's like, when people start to, he gets, like, hated because he's British, he has an accent, and it's like, he's still upset about the Revolutionary War, and America. Well, I mean, you know, he's British, I mean, that's okay, that's his thing, and the British invasion with music didn't quite work as well as I thought.
Okay,
but yeah.
So would it be fair to say that you trolled the living shit out of American Idol?
Oh yeah, I'm happy about it, but you know, I might as well do it while the show's still on the air.
So what's the plan?
Instead of like singing good, sing really bad and help it promote my movie career. Yeah, it really does it. But I'm gonna sing bad on the audition. No. Yeah.
You should sing good.
It goes against my plan though.
I mean, it's like, I mean, they try to make me look a certain way, but they're really just trying to slam their competitions. Like, you ruined, I mean, if I were to take it a certain way, it's like, you idiots, it's like, you took something that was funny, or could have been potentially really funny, and then, like, some people probably laugh, but I mean, and just say, we're not doing joke editions anymore. You're taking the core thing that make your show work, and it's, like, you know, and just throwing it away. Well, if you ends up going off the air in a few years. It's your own damn fault. Sorry. I don't know, it comes off like a beast in the Bible or something like you know those 10-headed like creatures.
Cut one head off and the beast still lives.
Yeah. It's like one of those biblical, mythical creatures. It's like the 10 heads, the 7 diamond eggs. It comes off that way. I kind of think it is, but that's just my theory.
Well, I think maybe a better metaphor would be Hercules in the Aegean stables, where he would shovel all the horse shit out every day, and then the shit would magically pile back up or something.
Well, I mean, and if you are going to go with good auditioners only, then treat it like that. I mean, I obviously there has to be a transition period and all that, but what they really need to do is like don't put any bad auditioners through at all. If you know they're bad, don't waste their time, because you're wasting their time, leading them on to thinking that they're good and they're not. And then it's like, okay, you're just like hurting them and breaking their dreams so you could get ratings, and then you want to complain about how you want people to take you seriously. Well, it's like, how? I mean, if you want seriously want to change the model of the TV show, then you can't do shit like that anymore. You can't.
I quit taking them serious when Carrie Underwood beat Bo Bice. I still can't believe that shit.
I mean, but you ever notice it's like it's always off? It's like, ever notice like, well, alright, season 3, LaToya London, Fantasia Barrino, Jennifer Hudson. When Jennifer Hudson got like knocked off, ever notice that people made a big uproar about the top 3 singers and the bottom 3? Do you think they really got voted off, or do you think that they got put in the bottom 3 for a reaction? And they got the reaction they wanted. And when Jennifer Hudson got like, knocked off, there's like a lot of the producers and judges were saying, oh yeah, you'll never make it and stuff like that. Second person that they kind of knocked off, she had to go and do everything herself, and American Idol did not help her after that. And she worked really hard and got there. And then guess who takes credit for all her hard work? The show does.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like, and I don't want to go on blast the show. I had fun. I mean, they let me do the damn thing. I mean, and I got to have a really good experience. Well, I may not be friends with Harry Connick Jr., but I got to see who these guys are. Keith's a really great guy. Like, if you ever notice, like, even if you didn't do as well, he'll find something to say nice about you. And I remember watching some of the promo stuff in auditions, and like one singer did her thing. It's like, you know what? The other guys may not say it, but I'm going to give you a ticket. I mean, the guy's a class act. What's her name? J-Lo. She's really polite. I don't know, I don't know how she is in person, but she's, oh God, I don't think she gets some things right away. I don't think she got the Rick Rowling audition, but if you look a little closely, you can kind of see her try not to smile, and she's just like cracking up. The guy that's going to be pissed off the whole time is Harry Connick Jr., and what he did was, they kind of made it look like there was an argument, but what he did was, he just kind of got really angry. He said, you just disrespect the entire process of the show. Like, there are people that wait their whole lives for this. Well, okay, you know what? When I was growing up, people actually worked hard, and they earned it. They went through clubs, they got a fan base, they paid for their own equipment, they toured and slept in shitty hotels, and no one gave a fuck about them, and they spent years doing this stuff until they earned it. Nowadays, it's like, I kind of like the idea of American Idol for people that, don't have any other option. Like Kelly Clarkson, she would have made it anyway, but because she had some shit that happened, she wouldn't have had any other option. And for guys like that, it's great, because you give an opportunity, a chance that wouldn't have had one otherwise. But at the same time, it's like you're giving people instant success, and they have they want that instant gratification. They have no appreciation for what they have or how they got there. They think oh, I'm the shit and I can act however way I want, and they do. This was probably true in season 1 and 2. Simon Cowell kind of made a comment about when American Idol really was a shit, everybody was crazy about it. It's kind of hard to talk about a craze or how something was before when it first came out, but nobody had ever done this thing before, and I get the idea of the top 10, 12 contestants. Not everybody, but a number of them refused to sign autographs, and Simon was like, you go sign those autographs. It's you're not above any other human being. And I think a lot of guys, it's now we have this instant give me attitude society where it's there's no respect or appreciation. You get like, and when you get celebrities that are like that, you get like girls like Justin Bieber, you know, and she, you know, she has no real respect for anybody. She like, you know, I bet she was a really nice person when she started out, like doing the YouTube videos, and I really liked her. Like, you know, her attitude, trying to be a good Christian, but it's like the gal, like, you know, she had the right idea. It's like, you know, turn the other cheek, take a joke at yourself, and she kind of got it. But when you think you're entitled, it's like she would, you know, how should I put it? Like be a complete douchebag, show no respect to any like world leaders or anything, and just like hit fans and treat your fans like shit. It's like, what the fuck, dude?
Get
your head out.
You're also a fan of South Park, right?
I like South Park.
So did Jennifer Lopez give you any taco flavor Jesus?
No, she didn't. She smiled quite a bit. I think she had a hard time not. I mean, she was like, "Oh my God, what an idiot." But I mean, she laughed. I mean, just like she was like, "Honey, sweetheart." It's like, no, I don't. It's like you're not. Like she's trying to say you're not good without trying to break you, and she's not gonna attack you or degrade you unless she's manipulated or like, you know, tricked into doing it. So if she's ever mean on the show, she's not going to do it. She was tricked into doing it. So, but she has been tricked into doing stuff like that. She won't slam you because she worked her way up, and I think that's, she doesn't want it. She knows what that's like, and she's not going to do that. But I mean, for me, I think Keith Urban was the only one that got the golden ticket because he saw the complete thing uncut. I made a joke about where you're from. I said Van Nuys, and they laughed their ass. All the judges laughed their asses off. This is before I did the bad edition, and well, if you don't know, in Southern California, Van Nuys, like, even though I grew up there, is like a capital of pornography, and
okay.
and they just laughed their asses off because, like, hey, like, these guys knew where it was to start somewhere. Hey, LA's expensive, so don't judge. Okay, it's like they probably laughed their asses like, oh yeah, I remember that. But the only one I think actually did was probably Keith. But I mean, I'm not gonna judge him. Hey,
before we close, is there anything else you want to say?
Well, I successfully trolled American Idol, so if you don't like it, fuck it.
And that is Rick Rowling, American Idol troll extraordinaire.
Alright, I gotta get going. It's nice talking to you, buddy. I can't stay around this shit.
Thanks a lot, man.
Alright, later.
There's people out there.
You want me to sing a real song?
No. Because you've disrespected the process. There's people that wait their whole life for this. That's not
I'll
funny
sing
to
one
me.
more song, promise.
No, I don't want to hear it.